Hello once again. I am Bear Wiseman with Tuonela Magazine, and I am here for the final time to help you get to know Classless Act. So, of course, I am with lead singer Derek Day. Here he is.
Good morning, world. I don't know what to
Incredible. So,
say.
first of all, we've done a few interviews in the past, so we've already talked a bit about your musical origins, but I would love to know some of the big iconic moments that set you on the path to being a musician, because that's such a tough choice to make, especially in the US. So, what really planted that seed?
Man, I guess it was seeing how much fun you could have with so little. Because I mentioned this a few times before, but I like this question because it's kind of a different kind of angle to look at it. It's like I wanted to do it as a profession when I walked down the street and I would see street performers. So, but there's something about that was charming to me. It was like it felt free and stuff. It's like you could play whatever you want, do whatever you want, and maybe you'll get money, maybe not, but most likely you will if you're doing it right. And when I saw like street performers, it felt like really real. Of course, now I enjoy the stage, but I'll never forget that initial feeling of like that looks like it could like I was a little kid too. So like that could get me action figures and that could get me like fun toys or whatever. But also I could like have fun like in this weird playground called music. So yeah, I think that was like the initial thing. But then when songwriting came into play, I was so bad when I first started writing songs. It was like the worst songs you would ever hear in your life. Um, but when I started like I don't know, when I just started making things up and putting my feelings into a song, that's also another moment. I think I was like 9 or 10 when I first started like coming up with ideas and yeah, I don't know, that just felt like um I know like for an example like Tyler the Creator mentioned in one interview, he's like when I was a kid, I would make my own album covers and I would just like cut out pieces of paper and like draw an album cover or whatever and put it in a sleeve and then I would like pretend like I have an album even though I never did it before. That's what it feels like. It feels like this whole make believe kind of thing. Like when he said that, I related to it because I was like, oh, cool, I made something. Like now I'm gonna put on a. I used to put on like fake concerts in a room with my brothers or whatever, or just me or whatever, and it's this like make believe fun like space.
So, how old were you then when you discovered a knack for singing, that you were just good at it?
Man, I feel like I never I think I felt like I was probably like 28 when I realized I was okay at singing, to be honest. And I'm
Are you
29.
28 yet?
I'm 29.
Okay.
Um, and so that's probably when I thought like, okay, I can probably do this. Because I've been singing my whole life, but I always, whenever I heard it back, we're also self-critical, but I would really think like, oh, it's not there yet. It's so there. Uh, but I was like about 11 or 12 when I first sang something. I remember I just started singing guitar solos, like Jimi Hendrix solos, and I would just like, Wah! Sing it like that, whatever. And that's kind of what made my voice elastic and comfortable with making noise, like in certain funny melodic ways. So around 11, but I really didn't believe I had a knack for singing until now. Just right now, I feel like I'm finally honing in on it and like I could control my voice. I know how to do it properly and all of that.
Have you ever taken a singing lesson?
I've had a couple of lessons, like 1 hour lessons, maybe like three or four. Or just like two actually. Just
That's
with
enough.
people in high school. Yeah, right. Just to kind of make sure I'm not destroying my voice. But other than that, it's all self-taught and like, I look up warm-up videos and stuff and whoever I talk to, like a great singer, and I've been blessed to talk with some really good singers. I always ask them like, so what do you do in the morning or what do you do before a show? Always ask. Especially if it's someone I really like. If I like their voice, I'm like, how do you do that? And I just ask and they give me advice.
I think I asked one of my favorite singers what his vocal warm up was once, and he said like 3 beers and 2 cigarettes, and I was like, oh no.
That's crazy. No, and I've heard that too. I've heard people say like, yeah, I just have like a couple beers and but there is a little bit. I don't know about the cigs thing, but there is a truth to it because you want to be really loose and you want to be kind of relaxed, and that's the whole idea. You want to not strain anything, and but I can't do that. If I drink anything or smoke anything, my range is cut in half, and I can't focus. I can't push air throughout properly. I'll be straining like crazy. So there's videos of like Queen and Freddie Mercury. He has beers on stage, and he's like drinking beers. And like same with Axl Rose back in the day, he would like have a beer in between songs, and it's like this is weird. Like how are you? That's insane. Because I would also see like Amy Winehouse. There's videos of her, legendary videos of her being really strung out and really like not even on alcohol, like on heroin, on stage at festivals. But she always like even when she was sober, she would sing behind the beat and sing on like slow and like around the beat and stuff. That was her style live. But it was just excessive when she was strung out. So, but I wonder how much of that was her intention and how much of that was uncontrollable. I always think about that.
So I understand that you're a multi-instrumentalist, and I saw in your bio that you can even play some trombone. So
Mm-hmm.
is there any instrument that you'd really love to learn to play that you don't already know?
Well, I would start by saying I want to just get really much better on all the instruments I already sort of know to play because I can play a little bit of drums and piano and harmonic and trombone, but like I really want to like excel in those. I want to be as good as those as I am with like each one is as good as the last. So I mean that's my main goal. But if there was a new instrument to pick, um, I've always they say you should get like over your fears, and I've always been scared of accordions, just like the noise and the shape of them. And like ever since I was a kid, they would like frighten me. So I kind of want to learn the accordion just to face my fear.
How about
Yeah.
if you could integrate an instrument into a song for Classless Act? Just like a one shot maybe, but do you have anything you'd love to hear?
Oh man. Um, some timpani, like a really done good, like a really yeah. I've always wanted certain kind of percussive things in there, and maybe a theremin, but they can get a little squirrely, honestly. But no, yeah, timpani, like you could really control the pedal and make a melody with it.
Well, I've also heard that you have 15 guitars in your collection.
Yeah,
So,
or probably a little bit more too. Yeah.
damn. So, do they each have a special purpose, or are some of them interchangeable? Like, I know metal guys will have like a guitar and drop D or whatever.
Right, yeah, or different tunings, and yeah, a lot of studios have that too. It's like this one does that, this one has that. They do have different pickups and different tones. Most of them don't work as of now. They're just like old little parts of my life that I used to have, and I just kept them because they're just so sentimental. So really, like 10 of the probably I think like 20 guitars work. And Yeah, I don't know. Like some of them, yeah, there is some tonal things. I have like a couple in different tunings, but there's no real purpose. There's no real intention there. I just have a bunch of guitars. Hoarder.
I've been learning the chronology of how you all joined Classless Act from all of your other band members. So, in order to finish this story, I understand that Dane and Franco had just kind of joined the band before you. So, uh, who was the first person from Classless Act that you met, and how did they find you?
First person that I met the group all together, like in person,
Hmm.
um, in a rehearsal space. And there was a different drummer at the time, different guitarist at the time. But Dane and Franco were there. Franco wasn't there, I think. He was somewhere else. So most of the band was there. They already had like two singers before, but each one of them reached out to me in by social via social media and different platforms like Facebook, Instagram, I think even Twitter. Uh, but like each one did their own thing. Like the drummer hit me up through Instagram, and someone else hit me up there, and like through the band account, through their personals. And so it's just like everyone all at once. And when I met them, it was everyone all at once. And Yeah, it was very funny. It was like they kept bombarding me, and so I felt honored. So I was like, oh, cool, because this is a cool band.
I've forgotten exactly all of the songs that you wrote on Welcome to the Show, and I know we've already talked about Made in Hell. Um, but I know one that everyone asks about a lot is Circles. Did you do the lyrics for that one?
Yeah, I did the music and lyrics. Yeah.
So, what inspired that, and what kind of brought that to life?
That's a song. Um, true story. I stayed up all night writing it in one go. On an organ, like on a giant fat organ I bought for $90 at thrift store here, right next to my house. And like I wheeled it home, and I think even that night or like the next week I wrote that song. But no, it was like a I hate saying this, but it was like a 10-hour, 13-hour writing session for me. Because it was really just when I was starting to understand how I like to write. So yeah, I just wrote from like 10 p.m. to like almost 10 a.m. and I went to sleep at like right after. But it was just me jamming, like I light some incense, I take breaks and I hang out, I chill, I go back into it. That song started off like at 14 minutes long. It was a really long song. So really a lot of those hours is me chiseling it at least down to like 6 minutes. And there's like a bunch of verses and a bunch of musical parts. And then I recorded the demo that night and I sent it that morning to my band. So yeah, that song is, it's about kind of what I think a lot of people are going through now and what I'm going through, especially now. And what I've been going through my whole life really is just figuring out what the right path should be for me, for myself, and not knowing at all and just being completely lost, going in a circle, making the same mistakes as I always do. I'm constantly doing that. So, it's like, and when you do something that you shouldn't be doing, but you do it anyway, and that's like what that song's about. Like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm doing it. And, whether it's something small, driving somewhere that is unnecessary, or I don't know, like just not being the best you can be. It's about not realizing your full potential or realizing it, but purpose purposefully ignoring it out of self-sabotage. But the outro is just make it happen if it makes it happy. The line is it's just a little blip of hope on the radar of life. Just it's really just a reminder to myself and whoever's listening, you're gonna keep doing it, but the things you should be doing is what's really gonna make you happy. So why not make it happen? So just so what? Just do that. Do the right thing, and it's just like a reminder, really.
I love that. And I want to say about 7 years older than you, and it still holds true to this day. So I don't know if that's a hopeful or a sad thing to say, but it definitely has that universal appeal.
Oh, that's so great. No, I'm so honored for that. And but like no one's ever perfect and no one will ever be perfect. And that's what life is. It's just this long journey of mistakes.
Well, I know that absolutely the American music scene is hugely different from what we get here in Europe, especially in Finland. So tell me kind of as best as you can, what does it take to go from playing on the streets to being a house band to being on tour to being on the stadium tour?
I think the only thing is just, well, a lot of people say talent is something, but hard work is everything, and it's like what's going to keep you there. But that's very vague. But it really is a thing. You just got to really put in the work and stay. But I would say unlimited gratitude. Just always find the positive, positive, positive in every little gig, whether it's on the street corner or it's at the forum or it's at the whatever. You just got to be like, this is amazing. You're playing like a little bar somewhere. Something about that energy really kind of brings forth more opportunity. It's like, I don't know what it is. It is like putting stuff into the air. And hard work, of course. But again, that's really vague. But like, just keep doing everything. Do anything. Don't be closed off to anything. But follow your instinct on what's right and wrong. Um, but even if it's like a bad gig, you should still like laugh, be happy, and do it like to the best extent, because something about gratitude gets you more gigs.
I love that. I love your positivity. I feel like you're just a glowing light of positivity no matter what's going on, and it's very inspiring.
Thank you. Thank you. You as well. I enjoy your positive presence.
So we'd love to have you guys over here to Europe. Have you been to Europe before?
Not with the band. I've toured Europe myself with other bands and stuff, and I love it. You're in Finland, no?
Hmm.
Yeah, no, and so I've never been there, but I've been close. Been Denmark and Sweden, and that's it. And then Central Europe and Eastern. But yeah, no, I mean, I love it, and clearly music is plenty more appreciated over there than it is here in the States. I think that's what I'm getting from what I've learned. So I can't wait. I can't wait to take the boys over and stuff, and we'll just wreak havoc.
Incredible. So you're gonna be like the guy to show them all how it works in Europe.
Yeah, yeah. Which side of the road to drive on, and I don't know. Yeah, all that jazz.
Which countries to avoid which foods in.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So, just to wrap things up, then, because I'm almost out of time, I always feel like these go way too fast. It's such a shame. But
Mm.
if you could pass one message on that you think isn't too hard to pull off, but would help make everyone's lives just a little bit brighter, what do you think that'd be?
Mm. That isn't hard to pull off, you say?
Just, well, it might be hard to pull off, but let's say just something you can implement into your daily life to make life a little easier.
I keep hearing this. I hear this from like I follow a lot of, I'm on Instagram and I follow a lot of inspirational pages and stuff like that. And on YouTube too, I subscribe to a lot of just positive kind of things. And I hear this a lot. And I heard Robin Williams say this, and plenty of other actors, profound actors, say that like, you know, life isn't anything without people, and it's not really, life is worthless without other people. And it's like, if you're not doing something to help people, you're really not doing anything at all. And to be honest, I never related to that. Not in an evil way. I was just like, I don't get it. I'm not feeling that. I don't feel that really. But as I grow a little older and I meet more people, I think if you could just kind of like help out people, or if you just call people, or you ask someone how they are, or not even that, never try to fix anyone, but just try to like hang out with them and have a conversation with them and spend time with people that seem like they're lonely, or maybe they could use a day off or something. um Not everyone needs it. A lot of people are very stable, surprisingly, but a lot of people aren't. I think, yeah, now I'm finally starting to understand that if you could help someone in some way, like you see like a homeless person that, or whatever, or someone's kind of stuck in a situation, they popped a tire or something, you pull over and you just kind of chill with them. I think it'll really help you as the individual sleep better, and you'll wake up a little earlier, and you'll be a little more, I don't know. Don't let people take advantage of you, but help people in any way you can. And I think that'll help you as a person. I think that's what I'm learning more. That's what I'm trying to do more nowadays.
I love it. Positivity breeds positivity. I keep saying it and I will keep saying it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. I know you're about the busiest guy on earth, so it was awesome to get to talk to you, and I hope we do this again soon.
Yeah, me too. Bear the Wiseman.